I referred to this video earlier. I'll leave a link to it in the YouTube description, but it was a presentation with you, Melanie, and Rosemary, and a question was asked about growing plants that you're passionate about to potentially popularize it to the general public. And I remember Rosemary gave an example of how Herbal Ed with Herb Farm was fond of fenugreek, so they would grow fenugreek. I'm just kind of curious, just for funsies, is there a plant that Zack Woods Herb Farm grows because of your passion for the plant?
Purely for the passion for the plant?
Yeah. Or
Wow. I guess, yeah, but it's also because it's a really great seller. Can those two both?
absolutely.
Can they,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
they can
that
apply in
counts.
tandem.
Yeah.
That's great. So Tulsi, I'm just going to name Tulsi.
Mm.
That happens to be the plant that I have I guess, the deepest affinity for.
Yeah.
And it's also, again, one of our top selling herbs. Interestingly enough, when we first started growing Tulsi, I want to say this was probably 15 years ago. It was really pretty obscure at the time, and we had a hard time selling it. And everyone was like, what is this Tulsi? Is some type of basil? What does it do? And we had to kind of explain that, not to everyone. I mean, a lot of people knew about it, but some people were like, what is this? And we had to explain that it's just this incredible adaptogenic herb that is really tasty in like a tea or a tincture or what have you. And so for me, this plant, it comes, the plant comes to us from the Hindu tradition, and it's native to the sort of the Indian, the Indian subtropics. So it's a plant that's highly, highly revered in the Hindu tradition and other traditions for it's kind of like spiritual aspect. And I can say, like, from personal experience, they know what they're talking about, because the plant has such a high vibration. It's truly, and I know people are going to say he's bringing the woo-woo in. I'm going to bring the woo-woo in. It is truly
Love it.
a high vibrational plant that is so intelligent and so it makes you feel good when you drink it. Not only because it's bringing positive health benefits to you, but because it is truly, I think, a spiritual ally for humans. And I have a lot of reverence for that plant, as you can tell. And it's kind of my like daily tea. And just from just a medicinal standpoint, it's really great for it's an adaptogen. So it helps you adapt to stress, whether it's emotional or mental. And it helps to booster your immune system, and it makes you feel good and it tastes good. And so Tulsi is my favorite.
Yeah, they don't call it holy basil for nothing.
Exactly. Holy basil. That's the other name for it, or sacred basil. It truly is a sacred plant. Yeah.
I love it. And do you all grow the Kapoor and the various varieties, or just you grow one species of it?
We do. We grow. We
Rama.
grow three different. Yeah, we grow Rama, Kapoor, and then Vana, which is African basil. There's a lot of not controversy, but there's some discussion now, some really deep discussion about reclassifying some of the names of some of these plants. So Kapoor or Tulsi is actually, we're finding out, and I'm learning this through Rich O'Ketch from Horizon or Strictly Medicinal Seeds. He's a wealth of information, and he really knows his plant genetics and all that. He was the one that I think brought this to light to a lot of us, that Kapoor or Tulsi is kind of wrongly classified, and it's been recently reclassified as temperate Tulsi. And Vana Tulsi is also kind of being reclassified or reconsidered for what its original name and origin is. And it should be this way because there's a lot of cultural significance to these plants. So Vana Tulsi is, I think, is now being more commonly referred to as African basil. I don't know that there's movement to have it technically botanically reclassified, but Rama Tulsi to me is the highest vibration, the most potent, also the most difficult to grow. So to me, these plants have a feminine energy, and she's a very delicate being. She will reward you with love, but she's not easy to grow. So similar to a relationship, I guess, if you will, with another human being.
There you go.
Yeah, in some ways.
I just got some holy basil from Oshala Farm. So you inspired me. I got to make some
Oh, yeah.
tea after this interview. And speaking of Richo and like the vibrancy of herb farmers, that guy just has so much life to him. I love Richo, and
Yeah.
I've been to Strictly Medicinal's farm a few times, and yeah, what an amazing, vibrant place.